Are we live yet?
This is a Bramble Jam
right now?
podcast.
I think he hit it. I don't have my mic in.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Summer Part 1 movies.
Hey, it's Panda. I like summer Part 1 movies.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Daniel. I despise Hallmark summer
What'd you
French
say?
Canadian movies.
You're not allowed to say that on
Gima
air.
Pell?
I don't think so.
Who's
This is-
Gima Pell?
Gima, get out of here.
Get out. All right, sorry, man.
This is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Oh, we are in rare form tonight. I can already tell.
Woo, fired away right out of the gate.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Oh,
Hey,
man.
stellar.
Do you know why we're firing out of the gate,
Inner.
Brand?
Stellar.
Inner.
Stellar. Stellar.
Inner.
Cart.
Cart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me your top 10 favorite Stellar Cart songs.
Good luck. Good luck.
I saw
I
Stellar
got
Cart
two songs, baby.
before Stellar Cart turned into a worship band.
Really?
Saw them at Cornerstone, Florida.
They were great pre-worship.
Sleeves off. Yeah.
Once they turned
So
into...
so was who was the other band that did that?
Nelson.
Hawk Nelson did it.
Hawk Nelson did it.
Cutlass did it.
Yeah.
All
Which
those
is
bands.
a bummer.
All those bands sold out.
Sellouts.
They were cool when
The
they
first
were.
Cutlass album I was actually playing the other day. It was
Yeah,
great.
you were. Kicking it old school.
What's the best song off that one?
I don't remember the name of the songs anymore.
You nailed it. Track number...
Track one's
Three.
not bad.
Track
Track
one's a
one's not
banger.
bad.
We should play a game called Cutlass or Creed. And they're
Ooh.
deep cuts of both.
Oh, wow. Dude, deep cuts would be tough.
Yeah.
I don't know any Cutlass, but Creed I know.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
Creed.
Touch. Touch is the best song on the album.
So
I think
proud of you.
Yeah.
Touch.
I think that's the name of the
touch,
song.
Let it
Need
all
your
out.
touch.
These are the things I can do without
Come
touch on.
It's called Your Touch.
All right, you had halfway there.
Yeah.
That's Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi. Halfway there.
That's this
Whoa.
movie joke.
Yeah, that's a funny one. That was
a good
real
joke.
funny.
That's the best part of
Real
this
funny.
movie.
Guys, we are now officially halfway through summer movies.
Yeah.
This one is 75% of the way there.
right.
Next week will be 100%.
And very good job, buddy.
Wow.
And in less than 48 hours from right now when you're listening to this, we'll be on the road.
Sheesh.
To Rama
Sheesh.
Drama.
That's right. And we're going to live stream the whole thing because it's apparently what we do.
It's the thing we do.
We are going to drive from Greenville, South Carolina to West Palm Beach, Florida. We had the offer of our plane tickets being covered, and we said no.
Wait, was it on the table?
Yes.
We're going to drive because of the merch.
Yeah, we have to load up our
we gotta
truck.
load up our
Oh,
truck.
yeah.
Yes. So we're going to live stream it, and we're going to beg for gas money.
Because
And-
that's what we're going to do. And the one thing we'd never want to do is haul 8 suitcases in and out of 3 different airports with Panda.
Yeah, good Lord.
That's fair.
With his XOXO BJ suitcase, don't ask. Don't ask.
Dude, you would have had to walk with that one. I wouldn't be helping you with that one.
I like it.
XOXO BJ, don't ask.
XOXO BJ suitcase. You have one of those.
Don't
And
ask.
there are people who are thinking this is a bit. That
It is
not.
not a bit.
There is a suitcase with
And
a
it's
bunch
got
of
candy grams
with
on it.
candy
Candy-
hearts
candy
on it,
hearts, yeah.
and
Candy
all
gram.
the candy hearts just say XOXO BJ.
To be fair, we got it on discount, and I think I know why
Yeah,
now.
I think
in
I know why
retrospect.
too.
Yeah, from what Adam and Eve store off the side of the highway.
It was big.
Yeah, it was. So we're going to be going live 6 a.m. Eastern, deckthehallmark.com
3 a.m.
/road trip.
Pacific.
That's
Set
right.
your alarm.
But it's going to be a whole day event. We're driving. We're having a lot of fun. And it's going to be a really fun day, I think,
It
for
is.
us because we're driving and doing the thing. And then we're going to pull up to the red carpet. I don't know if there's a red carpet. There should be. We're going to watch at Rama Drama
Two
tickets to Paradise.
with Ryan Pavey.
Yes, and Ashley
Oh, boy,
Williams
that's
and
fun.
Jesse Hutch is going to be there. Everyone's going to be there.
Dude, my boy
I love confrontation.
Can I tell you what? Real talk on the low. Jesse Hutch is a bro.
Yeah.
He's
We
great.
talked to that guy for like an hour at Christmas Con. He's awesome.
He's been on the show too.
He's just years ago.
Years ago.
But he hadn't done a Hallmark movie in forever, aside from the Chateau Christmas, which we
Chateau
don't talk
Christmas.
about.
But he has a Christmas in July movie coming out, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, on Hallmark.
Yeah, on Hallmark.
Oh,
Is
we
he
need to get him
lead
back
boy?
on.
Third. Yeah, lead one. It's the third one.
Campfire Christmas.
Sure.
Big Christmas hello.
Big Christmas time with Jesse Hutch.
Got it. Camp out Christmas.
So that's happening. So it's going to be a lot of fun, but deckthehallmark.com/road trip, 6 a.m. Eastern. We'll be getting that thing started. And we'll be stopping at Buc-ee's. We've never been to Buc-ee's. And so there's a lot of fun.
Fun times. You're even wearing a little Buc-ee's shirt.
That's
there,
right.
Brian.
Someone made us custom shirts, and it says, what does it say?
Deck the Hallmark road trip to Buc-ee's.
Okay, I have a hard time. It's upside down. With our names on the back. So if we ever get lost, we can just look for the back of our shirts.
That's good.
Good. That's right.
You know
Good
what
job.
I mean?
No, that's great.
No, that's really good.
So did we get everything out of the way that we need to get out of the way?
I think we got it all.
All right, here we go.
Oh, man,
This
I'm so
one
excited.
is Moira's Lighthouse. No? Moriah?
Moriah's Lighthouse.
Well,
Moira's Lighthouse is the other movie. It's
Yeah.
not on this network.
it originally aired on June 18th, 2021, and it went a little something like 2022. Sorry. 2021 was
It was a good year.
so good. I never wanted to end. A little something like this. The movie kicks off with some choice shots of lighthouses. Am I right,
Oh,
everybody?
I mean, just
Oh, man.
sweeping.
The best lighthouse.
The big question on everyone's mind when they're starting this movie and they're looking at that lighthouse is, whose lighthouse is this?
Is it Moira's?
Well, a woman is riding by on a bike looking at that lighthouse. She keeps riding. She gets disgusted by some trash on the ground. She speaks French. She
Sort of.
rides into town, and people are just start tossing stuff into her bike basket, like flowers and baguettes. It's pretty dope, if you ask me. She gets home and she starts talking to some furniture that she's working on. Because if you don't talk to your furniture, you're doing it wrong. Her name is Moriah, but her friends call her Moira. And that's some insider info just from me to you. She's back on her bike and she's going around a corner and runs into a fella. Baguettes go flying everywhere. Saw
You are
baguettes go
committed
flying.
to baguettes, aren't you?
Baguettes. Don't you forget it. His name is Ben, and she's like, "Watch where you going." Oui. Classic French. Am I right, everybody?
Oh, so good.
The Frenchiest.
She is at her aunt's hotel thingy, and up comes Ben, and he's like, "I'm gonna stay here for a couple months, doing what I do." He immediately starts talking about how amazing an end table is, and I think he's just like I am when I see end tables, always talking about the edges and the wood. Just like me. We find out that he's an architect and he's in town for business. What type of business? We'll find out. They end up hanging out together, and he has a tough day riding a bike. She shows him her studio. They eat together. We indeed, my friends. She takes him down to see the lighthouse and tells him that she wants to buy the lightkeeper's house. That's like a family house, but not really, because I guess the government owned it, but they don't anymore. And she sees some guy poking around the lightkeeper's house, and she's like, "Brian, what are you doing?" So they walk over to confront the guy, but Ben knows him. Ben, what? Turns out this guy bought the house and has hired Ben to we're going to tear it down. We're going to build something even better.
Build it back better.
Build it back better. Build better back. Back better build.
Back better build.
She goes on a rant to her auntie. And the guy who bought the house shows up. They clearly know each other. They clearly have had a relationship in the past. His name is Nicholas, and he's a saint. I kid. He said, "I thought that it was time for me to come home, and I bought this house to do it." She's like, "I think you should leave." Apparently, they used to be in love. He left. There's been regrets. for years. Ben is walking around town the next day. It's clear that everyone in town now hates him. Word travels fast. No baguette for you. I already did the baguette it joke.
You did, yeah.
You can forget
Forget
it.
about it.
Forget it. Forget it. We get it. She's still mad at him, but he holds a flathead screw in a very sexy way. So who can be mad at that?
One baguette joke begets another.
Oh, you said it, pal. He tells her that Nicholas wants to keep the house, restore it, not tear it down. He wants Moriah to oversee it. And keep the heart and the style of the Lightkeeper's house and the Lightkeeper's vision. Lightkeeper. She agrees to do this. They start the process. Ben finds an opening behind an old wardrobe. They move it inside. They
Mr.
find
Tumnus.
a lion, a witch, and a staircase. They go down the staircase, and they find a box of letters. They start to read these letters. They're old love letters. They assume that this is a couple who'd been sheltered from the war. You know the war.
The big one.
Actually, I believe it was the Gulf War, she said. Which I was like, man, they're referencing that as old history now, huh?
Wait, they said the Gulf War was no.
She said in the Gulf Wars that they sent the French to fight along with the United States.
When was the Gulf War?
Like 89?
No.
Persian Gulf-
No.
These letters are from the 40s.
Yeah, so it's World War II then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I swear she said the Gulf War at some point.
I think you were...
I wasn't that, but I was really trying hard to pay attention.
Yeah.
It did not
So
go great.
one night they're up late reading letters by the fire, and they just start kissing out of nowhere. Didn't see it coming.
Literally.
No one did. So they're totally into each other at this point. But he lives in America. She lives in France. What are we gonna do? Her aunt decides to marry Nicholas out of nowhere, I assume, but I imagine it made sense in their minds. And her aunt is like, don't make the same mistake I did. There's a wedding, and Ben and Moriah dance, and he tells her that he just got a job in Chicago. He's going. She pulls a JoJo and is like, get out right now. It's the end of
You and me.
Too late. So he leaves. He gets on a boat. There is who I can only assume is an angel who stops to explain the song that some guy on the accordion was playing. And Ben's like, I have to stay. He stands up. He yells, stop the boat! Stop the boat! The boat doesn't stop, but it's okay. He stole a lifeboat. Gets back to the island. Tells her that he's in love. They kiss. Their kiss turns the lighthouse light on, which I've never seen before, but good on them. Nicholas gives Moriah the Lightkeeper's house, and now it's that, you guessed it, everybody, Moriah's Lighthouse. And I guess Ben's going to stick around. They're happy. The family's dope and stoked. And that, my friends, was Moriah's Lighthouse.
We did it.
Standing on a moment here with you. Is that Lighthouse?
Lighthouse.
That's Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Mariah's Lighthouse.
Mariah's Lighthouse.
Always be my baby. That's Mariah Carey.
Okay. All right, so you sing that song, and I'll sing Standing by a Moment. Ready? 1, 2. Standing by a moment here. Come on. 1, 2. Standing on.
doesn't work.
1, 2, 3, 4. Standing by a moment here. Ready? 1, 2. Standing by a moment. Come on. 1, 2.
standing
1,
around.
2.
Hanging
Standing
by a moment.
Here we go. Ready? 1. Yeah, that was what was keeping you going. Ready? 1, 2. Hanging by a moment here with you. And on and held on to. The remix no one knew they needed, but they do now.
You'll always be a part of me.
Standing on a moment, hanging on a moment. We'll be right back here. Go. Zippy Skippy, we're back, everybody.
Yes.
Hanging by a moment here with you. Guys, we're back. We're
back.
talking Moira's Lighthouse, and the third of 4 summer movies until August when more come.
Good.
Panda, what do you think about this one?
Hit it.
Boy.
Now,
Listen,
keep in mind, we do have When Calls the Heart episode 3 still coming up this week. So
yeah, no,
leave a little in the tank.
I try, man. It's just, guys, listen. the scenery was beautiful. They filmed this in Brittany, France. I looked it up because I was like, I would love to go there. That's beautiful. And then that was the most exciting part of the entire movie because after that, it amounts to is an hour and a half of people walking around talking about old furniture, old buildings, and old relationships. And it feels as if they're trying to do probably too much in this movie. They are trying to balance a bunch of different storylines and plot points. And as soon as they discover the letters, to me, it just wasn't a compelling, interesting story. And so, yeah, I don't know if it really worked for me. It was pretty boring. In fact, I would argue this is the worst of the summer movies we've seen by a long shot this year. And this movie is... yeah, it's train wreck bad. Like, it is so unbelievably boring. Yeah, like I gotta be honest with you. I'm trying to think of a more boring movie we've watched this year. I would let me tell you
Here
this.
it comes. I know what you're gonna say too.
I would take the Jen Lilly movie.
No.
I would take the Jen because
now
at
you're
least
talking crazy.
No,
I don't think so. This
No
movie is so unbelievably dull that is just it just hurts to watch. It was painful to watch how boring this was. Beautiful scenery, but boring. There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
There he is.
Now, when you say he's standing by a moment here with you,
Yeah.
No.
So the moment's over here, and he's just standing nearby. Like, I don't
just
want to get in
kinda
the way
looking
of
on.
that
No,
moment.
no,
just
no.
kinda-
You're not understanding it. So he just did something kind of dumb.
Yeah,
and he's standing by
a
it.
moment.
Stand by
Yeah,
it.
that moment we just had that was real awkward.
Stand by it.
I stand by that moment.
Yeah, I like it.
Here
Very
with
good.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't totally disagree with Panda. It's definitely not the best one. Probably the worst of the summer ones. But there's some good things out of this one. I liked whoever Moriah was. Thought she was delightful. Luke did some funny things, and I liked it when he did some funny things. Him standing up and yelling, "Stop the boat," made me laugh. It was a funny moment. Gave me chuckles. Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Was it real funny?
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. I thought what Luke did there
great,
was
man.
funny. Very pretty scenery. I'm not a big Lighthouse guy. Sorry, Lighthouse. Yeah,
Lighthouse guy.
Lighthouse guy.
Lighthouse boy.
I'm not a big Lighthouse boy, mainly because of two of my fears, water and heights combined. So not for me. It's not where I would spend my day. Now, I would spend my day maybe in a house, by a lighthouse. I could maybe get by with that. Still a little too close to water for my liking, but I can appreciate it. So it was very pretty. There's a lot to dive into in the Wait What segment of the show, which I think we will all have a good time with. I did find it to be boring, but the characters were enjoyable enough for me to not like completely hate the movie. Where in some of the movies so far this year, I didn't even enjoy the characters, and I also didn't like the movie. So that is a total sausage patty. And this is like not that. This is not like a sausage
patty.
It's not a sausage patty.
What's wild is the movie was filmed where, Panda?
Brittany, France.
Brittany, France. And what's wild is they didn't take a single French person with them. not a one. Not a single solitary French person. I'm not sure I will go as far as to say it's worse than the Jen Lilly New Year's joint. Here's what I will say, though. Last year's trash heap of summer movies, this one's worse than all of those.
Yep.
Hold on. Give me the titles.
I don't know them. I just remember we hated all the summer movies last year.
They were all bad.
This movie is just there so it won't get fined. It is just there. They did arrive in France and they did nothing afterwards. And I know this is a wait what, but I never could get over the giant hurdle that was, it isn't Moriah's Lighthouse. I'm sorry. Like, the movie is called Moriah's Lighthouse. Moriah 'S as in possessive. Turns out, not hers.
Hold on.
Not hers.
Hold on really quick. I got a couple of stinkers from 2021 to throw your way.
Go ahead.
You had me at Aloha. This is worse.
Oh, give me that movie all day.
Baker's Son, way better.
Baker's Son, way better.
Sand Dollar Cove.
No. All they had to do is fix the pier.
Chad Michael
At
Murray
least they
and
do something.
Yeah, that movie's real bad. This movie's worse. Yeah, it's
this
tough.
movie's not
Boy,
worse.
those
no.
two are playing thumb war.
No, I got one for you.
Okay.
Sealed with a Kiss, Wedding March 6.
That's a summer movie?
Yeah.
That's worse than this.
Yeah.
You're right. That's worse than this. I stand
27-hour
corrected.
day. That's better. Sleep account summer. That's better. So yeah, Journey of My Heart.
That's the one in the woods that they filmed with the eagle.
Oh
You remember what I'm talking about?
Eagle Boy.
Yeah. You said it was bad. I was like, the whole argument was you didn't want it in the bottom dumpster fire category. And I was like, how could you not?
You hated Journey of My Heart.
It's awful.
Yeah, you did hate that,
But
but
this
I
movie's
liked it
worse
because
than that.
it got a little steamy
No,
in the
this movie's-
tents.
Okay, whatever you say. Back to the
You
original.
remember
listen.
steamy in the tents? It was
I
steamy
don't.
around the tents.
Yeah.
There
I
wasn't
don't remember
anything
there
shady
being
in the
steamy
tents and
in
stuff.
or around the
They were
vicinity
doing
of the
some
tent.
dancing and there was some stuff.
Someone steamed on the. So the bottom line is this: they go and they make a Canadian movie in beautiful scenery of France. The title of it is Moriah's Lighthouse, even though it is not her lighthouse. And then everything, what are we supposed to do with that? When I found that out, I was like, I cannot move forward.
So whose lighthouse is
The
it?
French
technically?
government's lighthouse.
Sure.
And their family has run the house that operates the lighthouse.
But hold on.
But it is not their lighthouse.
If it's the government's lighthouse, it is technically, if she's a taxpayer, But
once they decommissioned it, then it was up for grabs, right?
No, only the house was. The lighthouse is never hers.
so the lighthouse is still the government's?
Yes.
So still hers.
No.
And everyone else's.
How terrible is that, Panda? That may prove your point that it's worse than the Jen Lilly joint.
It's worse. I'm telling you.
Luke McFarlane does not have near the charm to save this one from the gutter.
It is. No,
He's
well, hold
charming. He's trying. Let me
Look,
be abundantly
we
clear.
don't call him McCharmin for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not charming. What I'm saying is that there's just no helping this situation. And, Paul Campbell's written some zingers. He's written some zingers
This
here.
is his first script. This is 3 to 4 years
but
old.
it's
This
based on a
script.
book. Yeah. And someone wrote this book where she doesn't own the lighthouse they say is hers. And I
will say though, it is more hers than it is his.
it is more hers than his, even though it's neither of theirs.
It is more hers though.
Yes. If it is a battle of if it's more hers than his. it's
Okay,
hers.
maybe
Then
I
let's
think what
call
they're saying is
Let's just break
Brand,
even and
be
call it
honest, though.
Mariah's.
Be honest,
It's
though.
Mariah's.
There is no getting this movie back.
This
Once
is
you
all I'm
realize that
saying.
the lighthouse is never
Yeah,
hers.
but did you have your special place that you called yours?
This is
This is our
mine.
place, but it's not
This is
really
our
your
song.
place.
You know you're defending the indefensible here. Like you know you are.
You're in a room with
The
Mariah.
movie, it's not like she goes, this is the place in the in
no,
Central
she
Park
is
I
really
like to go."
upset about.
And this is not like, somebody that finds a secret spot in a giant park. The movie is called Mariah's Lighthouse.
Then why is she messing around with that lighthouse in there? Why is she? I know I get that's a wait what, but come on, why are you touching the government's property? Why don't you stop that, Moriah?
Good gosh,
Hey, your
man.
lighthouse.
This movie is an absolute dumpster fire. It's bad.
Yeah.
There's no recovering from this movie. Unbelievably bad. Undeniably bad. Terrible.
But still more hers than his.
Technically speaking, yes.
Thank you. That's all. I just want to get it on the record. Let the record show that this here lighthouse in Brittany, France,
Yeah.
more hers than his.
How come they didn't do like Moriah Chateau? Like that's a better name.
It's a
I don't
book.
think it's a better name.
Okay, I thought it was fun.
Well, fair enough. We'll agree to disagree on it. Let's do feels. Panda feeling.
Yeah. So, I guess when he leans in for the really shocking kiss, that was the fastest. No kiss to kiss, real fast.
I
They're
know.
going ha 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 mwah.
Yeah.
And I didn't
it's
see it
just Don't even
coming.
talk. It's so pathetic.
We
Yeah.
are. Listen, it's proof that we're still learning new ways to get a kiss in.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
if you swoop in right after you say the word pathetic?
I think that's the most memorable scene from the movie, right?
Yeah, probably that or Brand's boat scene.
Oh,
They went for
the
it.
boat scene is
They went for it there.
So, the guy who plays Nicholas, every time he's like saying words to the aunt, I'm like blushing. That guy could say anything, and I would say, Sure. Do you want to move in together? Like, there's something like that guy was amazing, fantastic. I loved him. Like, as buds, I'm married, but as buds, like, I would love to have him around just saying things the way that he said them. I enjoyed it. No?
Yeah,
Just
I
me?
thought his accent
You guys
was all
didn't
over
have.
the
You guys
place.
didn't have any of those.
I thought he was real boring.
I thought he looked like
No, it was just me.
I thought whenever he said words, I had the reaction of I can't wait till this scene is over.
my reaction was that he was whack-a-mole accent Hal from Malcolm in the Middle.
So is no one? Are you saying no one in this movie is French?
Deep down the chart, there's a French person, but in the main squad, there's an Italian. There's a guy. That dude that you're talking about is from Quebec, and he's probably French Canadian.
Serge Dupree?
Yes,
Depire?
but no, there is no,
Yeah,
no,
he is
nobody,
Canadian.
no.
He is
Sorry.
Canadian. But he was nominated for a Genie Award.
A Genie?
For Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role.
And it's a Genie Award.
It's a Genie.
Like Three Wishes Genie.
It's a Genie Award,
Good job on the Genie.
which is Canadian in birth. Dan?
I really actually did like the Bon Jovi joke. I know
Yeah,
that
it's funny.
we've given this movie just a lot, but the Bon Jovi joke was very clever, and like the wordplay back and forth of him trying
the
to
main
find
girl's French Canadian.
the right. She's from Canada. Is where she's from.
Yeah, but if you're French Canadian, you speak French.
She seems very charming. If you thought her French accent was consistent, just go ahead and raise your hand.
I actually thought it was. I thought she was French.
Really?
Yeah, I thought she was actually French.
Oh my goodness. I thought, dude, Inspector Clouseau said the accents didn't pass the smell test. Like, these accents were all over the map in this movie.
Panda, settle a score.
I thought the accents were terrible in this movie. And here's the problem is she very well may be French Canadian, but when she spoke, it just, there wasn't a consistency.
Here's what I thought. I thought that she was, I wasn't sure I wasn't sure if she was American trying to be French or French trying to be American. Does that make sense? Like, because it was so
it was bad.
inconsistent.
when you're going in between French and English as much as they were, I feel like that's a tough task to tackle.
Yeah, it just didn't work. I mean, it was the fact that they kept going in and out of an accent in general. Like, it doesn't matter whether she's French trying to be American or American trying to be French. It didn't work.
Yeah, she was bobbing in and out. I don't care if she's French Canadian or what. There was no consistency in that character's accent. None.
I will just say, as long as we can agree that it's more hers than his, we can go to a break.
Okay, we can go to a break.
All right, we'll be right back here on Deck Talk.
Not her Lighthouse.
Guten Morgen, everybody. We're back. I don't know, depending
give
on
it a
when you're
shot.
listening. Let's go to the wait, what? And we'll start with you, Panda.
This is the wait, what? Where
This
we
is-
actually say wait about our wait what's. It's a new segment
Yeah,
we're trying.
We're trying
out.
a new thing.
So I need to talk about just Luke McFarlane's character in general.
Please do.
Because he's unbelievably dumb for a character visiting France. Like, and I mean that, like, he is charming. He puts on all the charm, but is like next level, like just a doofus. Like, he doesn't understand how to translate anything. He's never taken any of the language. Like, even if your French is bad, she sits there and she even is like, hey, why don't you use an app for that? And he looks like he's never even thought of that
He's
before.
just like full Gomer Pyle.
Oh,
like he's
absolutely.
just like, oh, bonsoir. I don't want this. Is crazy.
Yeah, this is absolutely
Oh, you French-
a baguette.
These French
You call it
people are-
baguette?
Oh, my,
Yeah.
oh my
Wow.
gosh, are you kidding me? Bon Jovi, that's a good one.
Well, and
He's a
for-
little bit Bill Clinton there. I did not.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know why.
I don't know what to say. Like, for me personally, like, I get there's some humor that they're trying to pull with that. It just, that wore thin very quickly for me. It just, it didn't really, work at all for me. They're trying to move a cabinet out of the way in order to go down the steps. And Luke, who is a buff individual, is trying to move it. And he sits there and goes, oh, I can't do it. And she comes along and puts in like 5% effort.
That's right.
That thing
Yeah,
moves.
that's right.
Like, it is just a delight to watch bad acting trying to move a piece
Oh,
of furniture
man.
is a riot.
Yeah, they had to think in that scene, this will be cut. There's not
They
happening.
had to, right?
This isn't making it.
It made it, buddy,
It
and
isn't.
it
It
is
certainly
a joy
did.
to watch. You guys know how the French are really big fans of outsourcing architecture in general
Oh,
to
yeah.
the United States because we have
Yeah.
a long storied history of our architecture
That's right.
here.
Yeah. Whenever you need to redo like an old piece in France that they want to really restore right, they
Yep.
call the American architects by hire over.
Yeah.
Just bring me an American for 2 months. That's
doesn't
all.
matter.
Listen, look, if we could get one American over here for 2 months,
Yep.
like a guy that looks big but doesn't speak a lick of French and can't lift
Yep.
a dresser, that's who we need.
That's the guy we need. And the last thing I want to point out is, and I'm normally not somebody that notices outfits in general, but every single time she starts working on furniture, she wears the same blue off-the-shoulder shirt with a necklace,
yeah.
overalls, and white pants. And it is classy in the weirdest way. Like, I don't understand it, but it's every single time she works. Like, I think that's the kicker. They didn't even bother to show, like, a change of clothes, like her doing work here. Like,
No.
they're clearly pressed for time when filming
right.
these scenes. I
Shooting
get
it
that.
all in one
But
day.
it
Yep.
is a really odd choice of clothes to be working in a wood shop. Like,
So bad.
I'm not a woodworking expert. My granddad was, and I could tell you, like, well, I can't imagine my granddad wearing off the shoulder clothes
You can't
anyway.
do it.
In
You can't.
retrospect,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but anyway, it was a shock to me. But anyway, there you go.
I have a few, if you will allow. You know Moriah.
Yeah.
When she's around her lighthouse, again, as much hers. So she's riding her bike. She's in front of the house that she loves so much that she wants. And she looks down and she sees, maybe someone can explain it to me. She sees some trash
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yes.
It's a real American beauty scene.
And she doesn't pick it up.
No.
She just gets back on her bike and
She's
keeps
like,
riding.
this place is going to the birds.
Mariah, it's your lighthouse.
That's right. Yeah.
Your family's house that you love so much. You got to pick that trash up.
Got to.
You got to pick it up. At one point, he asks, do you have any recommendations for what I could do today? And the first thing she says is you could take a walk. That's
Stop it.
so they're working on the house, and guys, I kid you not. I'm looking in the background. There's a guy walking out with a perfectly good stack of wood, not a damaged good to that. Right after he walks out with great wood, a woman walks into the house with a beaten up piece of wood.
Just
We're
completely
going to take
mangled.
the good stuff out, bring the bad stuff in.
That's how you do it.
Listen, I'm not an architect. So that was a weird wedding setup.
It's a weird wedding
So-
in general. I have a lot of questions.
So the wedding itself, it's like there's just like pockets of people standing around them.
And there's a little like whatever that awning trellis thing is.
But the awning doesn't come in until the reception
Well,
where
they
they're
start
standing
and they're giving a speech and then they walk off.
Yeah.
And then they come back up there at the end. Was there ever a wedding?
I don't know if there was a wedding.
I don't know if there was either. I had that
weird-
one for sure.
I've never seen so many people get pumped about a song being played on an accordion. That's no knock to Weird Al, but even people when Weird Al pulls on an accordion, they're like, okay, now it's time. These people were jazzed. They're like, that's my song.
Let's go.
Accordion. I understand they're French, but guys, come on. It's an accordion. I love the accordion. No offense.
And if you've ever been to a Weird Al show, that would be the
one. That'd be the one.
Yes.
They're going in and out of accents. They're going in and out of English to French, whatever. The most inexcusable of this to me is now that the American is gone after he leaves, why are you giving this heartfelt speech in English?
I'm just telling you.
There's no need for it. The only reason why people around should have been speaking English is because Ben is there. Ben's gone. Ben left. You're giving a heartfelt speech in English at a French wedding where the only American in the crowd is no longer there.
Listen, this is my biggest. That was your last one.
I have one more.
Oh, go ahead. Because that's my big thing of this movie is we have the all shucks, everyone speaks French, I'm a fish out of water thing, which is terrible, except everyone speaks English aside from the guy that sells bread. Everyone else speaks English. And they not only speak English, they speak it when he's not around.
Right.
Yep.
All the time, which is crazy town. Like, that's just for our benefit.
It is just for our benefit.
It's ridiculous.
My last one is the fact that he stole a lifeboat, which is romantic, but also incredibly dangerous if there's an emergency.
Very dangerous.
I yelled, stop the boat, stop the boat. No one listened, so I stole a lifeboat. That's a crime, right?
Yeah, it's
you can't
not
just
great.
steal a lifeboat. Very romantic, though, so kudos to you, buddy. But also...
You can't do that.
It would be less romantic if the ship goes down after that.
That lifeboat is his as much as the lighthouse is Moriah's. Possession being 9/10 of the law.
Actually, technically, the lifeboat is also more hers than his, but that's neither here nor there. Dan?
So you guys took a lot of mine because there's some big heavy hitters out there. I got 3 other ones. Someone says this line, "This is France. There is no bad place to eat around here." Guys, I get it. The French is known for their food. You can't tell me everybody's batting 100, though, right? You can't tell me everybody's cooking a good meal every single night. No, there has to be a bad meal in France somewhere. Like, that is just, look, I get it, but also no, absolutely not. After the dude swoops in, who's been gone since the Gulf War, that's what I got mixed up. He's been gone since the Gulf War.
That makes
he
sense.
swoops in and he goes, "I'm surprised I bought the Lighthouse Cottage." And then the next scene, he's like, all of a sudden, it looks like I've become the bad guy. And Luke McFarlane's like, "Well, I'm not sure that's true." Yeah, it is. At that moment, it's very much true that in this story, you're the bad guy. Now, you do turn the tide a little bit, but at that moment, you swooped in and, for all intents and purposes, took the thing away that mattered most to these other 2 people. You are the bad guy. And then last, there's a scene where she can't fix this old vintage chest of drawers or like old chest or something. And he helps her, and it's supposed to be this romantic scene where he like holds it in place. And she says the reason she can't fix it is because the vintage flathead screws won't go in the hinge. First of all, it's a vintage piece, right?
Yes.
She's not putting vintage flathead screws in a new piece.
Right.
It's the original piece and the original screws. Second of all,
how have flathead screws
how would a
evolved?
flathead change at all? A flathead screw is the same today, yesterday, and tomorrow.
I have to imagine it's the simplest of all the screw heads, right?
It is as basic
It's
as
a line.
I don't, for the life of me, any other line of dialogue would work there.
The only
These
thing
screws
is-
are stripped. I had to get new screws for this vintage piece. No, the vintage flathead screws that have been in here for 50 years won't go in.
Yeah.
Because they're vintage.
I love that the solution to this is just having someone hold it.
Yeah.
If somebody just holds it, then it's
You're good to go.
Easy.
You're fine.
The problem is those vintage boys, they're just always
Little
jumping
finicky.
out. They're always jumping out. They're like little
Some
like
of
fish.
them that are flatheads actually have little indentions in them to make them not flat.
It's silly like that. It's time
That's
for what the
so
Hallmark.
vintage.
It's so vintage. As part of the show, we talk about what in this movie we are still wondering about that we would love some questions to. Panda?
We'd love some questions.
Answers to.
There we go.
Answers to. Well, you're just a twisty turvy guy.
I'm a real flathead. I'm a real vintage flathead, everybody.
Yeah, you
You're a
are.
flathead now, yeah.
So one that actually is pertinent that I don't feel like we ever get an answer to. Her family, who have run this lighthouse for a long time, her mom and dad die at a very young age.
That's right.
We are never given any explanation on that, which seems in a tiny town in Brittany, France, where there's not a lot happening, where you
think we'd
basically
have
run the
something.
lighthouse. Like, what happened? Like, how does that happen? Did they both get hit by a bike? Like, what did they? Like, did
There was a
sheep run
baguette incident. You don't want to hear any more about it.
I just that would have been wonderful to know because
I think what happened is someone stole the lifeboat.
Yeah, exactly.
They went. They were like, "Uh-oh, Oh, someone took it already? Well,
Oh no!
hate to see it. I had one for like most of the movie, and then I got another one. But one I had like towards the beginning of this movie, Ben lies a lot about really silly things.
Yes.
I do think he may be a compulsive liar. Like, go back, watch this movie, and just like notice the weird things he lies about.
Is he an architect?
Brings up question number 2. He is a highly demanded architect. And like, fine, you don't want to go to Chicago. Eventually you will have to work. Is the understanding here that he's never going to leave?
Yeah, I think so.
The understanding is he's never going to leave.
He's not going to pursue his passion outside of
He's just going
in
to
France.
Architect here
in this small French town.
in a place where he actually wasn't able to
do anything.
Do the architecting that he was hired to do.
Yeah.
I'm worried about him. But it's no big deal if he's not a real architect.
That makes it a lot easier.
It does make sense.
I'm interested if he is or not, but my bigger one is how long did Moriah stay up at the top of that lighthouse? Because she went up there when he's on the ferry out of there.
Yep.
And then he has to steal a boat and paddle that mofo all the way back to shore. She's up there a long time. She's in thought for hours.
Yes.
Like it is. She
you
is.
gotta think.
I mean, she's really thinking it through. Really? Hours and hours. That's all I have.
All right. I will do It's You and Me, and you do All I Want for Christmas Is You. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2. And it's
all I want
you
for
and me
Christmas is
and all other people.
Better.
So, not bad. It's time for the Double Decker of the Week. This part of the show we talk about somebody who has signed up for Brainwell Gym Plus, became a Double Decker, painted us a deep dive with his Google Plus, not that Google Plus. Dan, who do we have?
I am so excited. He's in the chat right now.
Whoa.
It's Ernie Delisanti, the third.
Ernie Delisanti the third.
Ernie.
Delisanti.
That was great.
Yeah.
No. And Ernie, top shelf. Big haymakers. Can I say that?
Thank God.
He's causing
About
the waves.
time.
Yeah.
He's shaking it. And
Big haymakers causing waves. He's shaking it.
Just pick
he's
a
shaking
metaphor.
it. I stand by everything I just said. Here's the deal about Ernie. Just landed a TV show.
Good.
Great.
And it's called House Flipper. And it's thrilling. I'm very excited.
House Flipper.
House Flipper.
Does it
Just like
have Flipper the dolphin in it?
Well, Dan, yes. I'm glad
Thought
you.
it might. I thought it might.
So here's what he does. He goes around to different houses. He brings Flipper, and he just leaves him in there. Now, he's in a tank, right?
Yeah, of course. He's a dolphin.
He's
He's a mammal, but needs water.
And then, but people are always surprised. They come on into their house.
So is it
and they're not
it's a
expecting
prank
it.
It's a prank show?
No.
Is he like in there? Does he have Flipper in ear?
Hey, Flipper.
Is he like in Practical Jokers? Flipper, squeal really loud now.
This week on House Flipper.
I took Flipper over to the Joneses' house. I got him in there right now. He's in the terrarium. Flipper, can you hear me? I take that as a yes. Flipper, it's 3:45 p.m. and we all know that Mrs. Jones is about ready for tea time. I want you to ruin her tea time. When she starts to pour that tea, tell her it's too hot. Are you ready?
All right, I'm getting ready to pour this tea now. Oh, no.
You nailed it, Flip. That's what I call a house flipper.
Yeah, I don't hate that show.
Man,
I gotta be
love
honest with
that
you.
show. I love that show.
We did it, everybody. Congratulations. Can you believe that next week, Christmas in July, is right around the corner?
It's here next week.
It's here next week is what I'm trying to say.
It's right around the corner now. Next week it's here.
Can't wait for it, man. Can't wait for it. So exciting. Stay tuned. Tomorrow, best of
Oh.
year 4.
Yeah.
part one
I think
of
Stranger Things was long this season.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
tomorrow.
best
You will get part one of the best of year 3. It is going to be from mid-June of 2021 through the mid-October,
right.
when the holiday season starts. It's a short one. It should be easy peasy,
3.5
no big deal.
hours-ish.
So we're really looking forward to it. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.